What's up, everybody? What's going on? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification as well. And we here. We here. All right, so before we get started, we're going to be covering two cards tonight a little bit. I'm going to go back and forth. I have both fight cards up. We have Showtime, which is going to be showing the Ennis fight against Sergey Lipinets. And we also have the ESPN card, which is going to be showing Joe Smith Jr. against Maxim Vlasov. So I'm going to go a little bit back and forth. I believe ESPN is now going to be showing the fight on regular ESPN and not ESPN Plus. So I'm going to just try to set that up, get all of that going. We know the confusion with that. All right. But the priority tonight is definitely Boots Ennis against Sergey Lipinets. So if there's a point where they're showing both the Joe Smith Jr. fight and the Ennis fight at the same time, I'm going to do live commentary mainly for the Jaron Ennis fight. All right. What's up, everyone that's coming in? Pay-per-view, William, Lil Noosh, Deuce. What's up, guys? I hope everyone's having a good week, a good weekend. And we should be here pretty late tonight because I think the Boots Ennis card or fight won't be until I think a couple more fights. I was just watching ESPN and they had Jared Anderson fight, and he basically knocked out his opponent in one round, which is what we pretty much all expected. But he looks really, really, really good. Yeah. I did see Anderson just now. I was setting up, getting this ready to come on. And both cards. ESPN, I have it up here. I guess it's just waiting to start. They had all the preliminary fights. Okay, it says 10 p.m. 10 p.m. All right, so we're just gonna stick to Showtime for now. All right. So German and Casas is defending his title down at 115. I'm not a fan of him, really. I think he's a good fighter, but I think he just plays it a lot more safe than the other champions down at 115. I would love to see a unification with him and someone, but he's currently fighting right now on Showtime. So let's talk. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Before we get into more boxing and talking about the zone card from earlier, I want to do a quick rest in peace to DMX. All right, I know he's not boxing, but he's one of my all-time favorite hip-hop artists. And one day I would love to go live and just talk hip-hop. I know a lot of hip-hop heads subscribe to me. A lot of battle rap fans subscribe to me. One day I am just going to go live and just for hours just talk hip-hop. I was really thinking about it after, the passing of X. And just this whole week, the whole week. Once I heard the news from the very beginning, I was kind of unsure if he was going to make it. But DMX, when rappers pass away, they die, whatever way, people always throw them in their top, whatever, 5, 10. DMX has always been one of my favorite rappers from jump. And I would love to share some DMX stories, not like stories as in like I know him, we hang out and stuff. But I do have some DMX stories growing up and some memories and different 1998 to 2000 specifically, those years. I was a huge DMX fan. And I would love to talk more about him. Tonight we're going to cover boxing, but rest in peace to him. And as sad as I was that he passed, I was also like I'm glad that he's free. No more pain, no more suffering for him. You know, if you know about him and his life, what he's gone through, what he's been through, and the demons he's been facing, no more pain, no more suffering. I don't know the true condition of where he was at, what space he was in at this point of his life, but I know he went through a lot. So when he passed, I was sad, but it wasn't the same feeling. Like I was kind of happy for him too, because he went through so much, you know? So anyway, I just seen the comment about Black Rob. I found out about Black Rob today. I did see it on social media. I had no idea. I haven't seen Black Rob in a long time. I think I seen Black Rob here in Harlem. I seen him at a lounge that I went to. And this had to be about a good 6 years ago. So I haven't seen or heard or anything about him since then. I took some time to catch up with him. I hope whatever he's going through, I hope he gets well. And, you know, the same with him. You know, another guy that I grew up listening to. I was just actually listening to him and G-Dub maybe just 2 weeks ago. All right. So is this coincidence? And if you know G-Dub, you know his story was crazy. All right. So shout out to all the hip hop heads that are here. But yeah, rest in peace to DMX, and get well soon to Black Rob as well. All right. So let's talk boxing. Earlier today, we got the zone card with Conor Benn. I saw the fight. Some of you guys saw me tweet about it earlier. And I didn't think he would get this guy out of here, because Samuel Vargas looks like he's a journeyman. You know, I wouldn't even say he's a gatekeeper, but he's one of those guys that, you know, people are fighting on to come up. He's been in there with a lot of guys, for Virgil Ortiz recently. I believe Danny Garcia fought him, Sean Porter. He's been in there. Amir Khan, and Amir Khan actually struggled against him and got dropped not too long ago. So when I didn't do no like breakdown, I didn't have time this week. I only had one video that I put up, and it was on the Ennis against Lipinets fight. That's the only video I was able to put up this week. I wanted to speak about the Conor Benn fight, but now that we're talking about it, and I know now that it's over, I was thinking in my head, Conor Benn might stop him late. Like when I say late, I'm thinking like 8 rounds, you know? I didn't think he'd get him out of there like right away. He just totally smoked Samuel Vargas. And I know Samuel Vargas has been taking a lot of losses and stuff, but he's a pretty good, solid, tough dude. I mean, even Virgil Ortiz, even though he was dominant, Ben's power looked very, very different compared to Ortiz tonight. You know, I mean, his power, everything he landed really, really hurt. And just since they have a common opponent now, I'm not saying that Ben is better than Virgil Ortiz. I'm not saying that. But there was a totally different effect every single time Conor Benn landed his shots. You know what I mean? As this is boxing at the end of the day, but every time he landed anything, you could just see the effect that it had. Whereas Virgil really had to work a little bit more, which is fine. It's completely fine. He did what he had to do. And up until that point, I think Virgil might have looked the best against Samuel Vargas up to that point. Maybe. I can't. Let me look it up real quick. Samuel Vargas. Let's look him up real quick. Let's slow down, because I know he's been in the ring. A lot of people. I know I'm probably forgetting some people right now. Errol Spence Jr. even was in the ring when I totally forgot about that. And I saw that fight. Totally forgot about that fight. And at that time, I think the first 3 good people that Vargas was in the ring with were Spence, Porter, and Danny Swift Garcia. All right, let me put it back. I hate BoxRec because I don't really hate BoxRec, but the annoying part about BoxRec is like the cookies. It doesn't keep you in. I gotta sign in every single time I want to use it again. All right, so Sammy Vargas had, solid resume, beating everyone they put him in front of him for a good while. He gets to Errol Spence Jr. Errol stops him in 4 rounds. Lost to Danny, but Danny got him out of here in 7 rounds. So it was, Errol actually fought him. Did I say Sean Porter? Was I wrong about Sean Porter? I guess he never did fight Sean Porter. I'm thinking of someone else. All right, so Errol got him out in 4. Danny got him out in 7. Amir Khan won. Khan was down. Vargas was down. Khan was down as well. He lost to Louis Collazo, split decision. I didn't see that fight. And then he recently lost to Virgil Ortiz in 7 rounds. And then Conor Ben today, he just got destroyed. All right. Day Paul, thank you for the donations. And thank you for anyone that's here that's ever, I'm sure just about every one of you guys donated at some point. Thank you for the donations. Do I think Ennis is going to win by stoppage tonight? I think he will. But if you see my prediction, I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody is saying, I have a lot of respect for Sergey Lipinets. Much respect for him. He's a dope fighter. And the reason why I like this fight tonight so much compared to, let's say, Conor Ben against Sammy Vargas or a Virgil Ortiz against a Maurice Hooker, right? And I have much respect for both of those guys that lost in those fights. The reason why I like this fight is because Lipinets is a former champion at 140, only lost to a pound-for-pound level type of fighter like Mikey Garcia. And he gave Mikey a good fight. And he's not washed up. Like, no one can say that Sergey Lipinets is washed up. All right. He's more proven at 147 than Maurice Hooker was when Virgil Ortiz fought him. He's not, quote unquote, washed up like Sammy Vargas is. He's a more credible fighter than Sammy Vargas is. And he's fresh and he's in good shape. He just came off a good, it was a draw, but it was a credible fighter. And it's a good fight. Charles Edward Cheese, thank you, my brother. Appreciate the donation to the channel, man. It's been a little while, but thank you for your donation. And thank you for all the other donations. I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. I don't know what else to say, man. $500. Thank you. Thank you. Huge donation. I appreciate it, man. Yvonne, what's up? What's happening? Carter Rivers, Noah, everyone that's in the building. Thank you guys for being here and just donating to the channel. I appreciate everyone. All right. So I did a post last week. I did do a post last week about who was the best young welterweight prospect / contender. And I had Jaron Ennis in there. I had Virgil Ortiz in there. I had Conor Ben in there. And I also had Rashidi Ellis in there. I threw Rashidi Ellis in there just because I think he belongs in the conversation. And I don't think he gets enough promotion. I don't know why. I've never been a fan of Golden Boy and the way that they've been promoting him. I just don't think he gets enough promotion. He needs to get pushed a little harder. All right. Duke Golden, what's up, man? ARS, what's up? What's up? D-Style, thank you for the donation, my brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. everything is good. Been a busy week. Haven't really been able to put out content. But I'm doing okay. You know, I'm sad about DMX. You know, I was expressing that earlier. I'm really sad about DMX, but you know, I really truly believe that he's in a better place now, and he's finally at complete peace. I'm probably gonna hear me X. I've been hearing people blast X. I'm like right next to the street. I've been hearing people drive by here playing DMX all day. So we're probably gonna hear some of it during this broadcast here. But you know, rest in peace to him. All right, everything is good though. Everything is great. UFC fights today was nuts. Yeah, I wasn't able to get to the UFC cards. All right, but yeah, most people got Virgil Ortiz at the top right now as far as these young guys. Jaron Ennis was a second, close second. I already know after today, people are gonna really respect Conor Ben a lot more than they have, and I know I definitely got him up there a lot higher because of that performance today. You know, definitely against that. That was a great. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, that's how you really show out. I think Ennis, if Ennis can stop Lipinets and listen, I don't. Anyone's capable of being hurt. I never really seen Lipinets get really hurt. You know, I know he got dropped by Mikey, but he didn't really get hurt like that. I think if Ennis is going to stop Lipinets, and he probably will, it'll just be by a barrage of punches. It'll just be like accumulation, you know, and a ref jumping in. I can see that. I don't see him just getting straight knocked out, you know, and that was the point in the video that I made. I think when guys step up, like a Jaron Ennis, when he finally steps up, not only, yes, he's going to step up his own game, but he got to understand when you step up to a guy that was a former champion that's been in there with some good fighters, their punch resistance is a lot higher than what you're used to dealing with. So I think that might be the case. You know, I don't know. I've seen some crazy wild predictions. I've seen people say that he's going to get him out of there within 3 rounds, within 3 rounds. I've been seeing that. I don't agree with that. It could happen. If it does happen, that would be a great performance. But I'm thinking more towards the later half of the fight. I think with Lipinets, he's a great body puncher. Okay. He's good at bringing pressure. Yes, he's slow on his feet, but he has power, and he's good at attacking the body. And he's good at using his jab to, you know, close the distance on his opponents. Not really flashy like Lipinets. Definitely has a lot of weapons, a lot of tools. You know, he's very, very athletic, has great reflexes, moves extremely, hand speed is extremely fast, has power, moves well, you know, great legs. He pretty much can do everything. And he's a switch hitter at that. He can fight righty or lefty. He switches it up throughout the entire fight. So he really brings all the tools that a fighter would need. He's very, very complete. He's proven to be very complete up to this point. I just don't know how good of a puncher he is. I mean, how good his punch resistance is at this level. We don't know that. I know he looks great. I think he will be a future champion, but he's yet to prove that. All right. So with just like Virgil Ortiz, a Conor Ben, and some of the other guys out there, we're still waiting to see what they can really, really do. And it's tonight. He has the opportunity to take the lead out of all of the top fighters, the top new fighters coming up. He has an opportunity tonight to prove to everybody. And I actually like this fight better. This Tomas Delorme was supposed to be an opponent for Jaron Ennis. I actually like the Lipinets fight much better, right? Much more. So Ennis is a good fighter. I just want to see what is Lipinets going to do. I believe he's going to try to attack the body. you know, show experience, put the pressure on him. I don't think it's going to be enough, but it's going to be a great test for Ennis. And I also like what him and Virgil Ortiz are doing. I like the fact that they're calling out Bud. I read today that Ennis said, he basically said, like, I could do everything that Terrence Crawford could do, but better. I like that. I like that. Whether I agree with it or not, it's not about me disagreeing with that statement. It's about he has potential to be better. He hasn't proven that yet. But he can pretty much, based on what I've seen, yes, he can do a lot of things Terrence Crawford does. But I want to see him do it at a high level. I haven't seen that yet. So that's yet to be proven, and it won't be even proven tonight. But this will be his best test. And Lipinets is a legit, like, welterweight, you know? Sammy Vargas is not the son of the fighter that fought Oscar De La Hoya. But his son is fighting, his actual son. Francisco Vargas' son, I think it might be Francisco Vargas Jr. And I believe he got 2 sons. I don't think he is the son. I think Amado Vargas. Okay, we did recently watch his pro debut. But yeah, that is not the same Vargas. Look, what's up, man? What's good, man? Eddie, what's up? Eddie Morales says, I honestly hope the Samurai wins. I hate how all these Ennis fans are saying he's a walk in the park. I think Ennis is going to win, but I definitely don't think this is a walk in the park. And I think the problem with Ennis fans that say that don't know that they don't realize they're taking away from his opponent. This is actually a really good opponent. And when you just make it seem like this guy is just going to get ran through, even though we've never seen it before. Not saying it won't happen. If it does happen, that's great for Ennis. Fistiana, what's up? What's up? That's great for Ennis, but don't make it seem like his opponent is trash. You know? This is a solid and very proven opponent. All right? Now, I don't hope Samurai wins. I don't agree with that, but I do agree with a lot of the fans are just saying that, you know, and I think a lot of those fans that are saying that are just they're not really knowledgeable about Sergey Lipinets, you know. And this win over Abreu was very good. Yes, that was a very good win. Yeah, Abreu, that was a very, very good win. Absolutely, I agree with you. Mean Machine, free agent, possible fight with Boots in the future. Yeah, you know, Mean Machine, the Mean Machine. The thing about him is I would love to see him fight some of those guys that's over in the PBC, just so we can compare, because you know Bud doesn't get a lot of credit for that win because the Mean Machine didn't look good against Ray Vargas or anything like that, you know. But the Mean Machine stopped David Avanesian, who just stopped Josh Kelly. Did he stop David Avanesian? I don't want to say anything that's wrong. I believe he did stop him, though. I know they fought. I know he has a win over him. Did he stop him, though? Yeah, he did stop him. He stopped him. So, yeah, I don't think he gets enough credit, right? You know, just because people are not familiar with the people that the Mean Machine fought. He's legit, and he could punch really hard, you know. I know Ray Vargas gave him a tough time, but I don't think that is a bad thing, you know. Boy, Bud doesn't get credit for a lot of things he do, just because the people he beat don't have the biggest names, you know. He did what he had to do at 140. People don't give him any credit for what he did at 140 because they feel like the competition was weak. It's nothing I could really do about that. You beating all of the best guys that's at the division that you belong in. You won a title at 135, moved up to 140, became undisputed, beat the Victor Postal, who was in his prime, was undefeated. And Postal gave guys like Taylor and Ramirez very, very tough fights, and those guys fought him much later, you know. Yeah, I'm watching. I know I'm talking to you guys. I'm watching a little bit of the Encasas fight, and I'm just not impressed. And this is partly the reason why he's not in there with the other top fighters in this division. I'm just like waiting to see when is he going to step up and fight some of these top guys in here. And he's usually never really mentioned. No one mentioned him against. No one mentioned him like Estrada and Chocolatito and Iota and Tanaka and all of these fighters. Sort of on reside. No one ever mentions him with these guys. You know. And right now he's really showing, and that's not to take anything away from his opponent, but this is why he hasn't been fighting the very best. And he has all these title defenses, but against two. Let me pull up his record real quick. I don't like doing this because I don't want to take away from these guys that he's been facing, but these are not the. I mean, he did fight Israel Gonzalez and beat him, which is a good win. We saw Roman Gonzalez fight him recently, and I do believe Israel Gonzalez was robbed against Kyle Yafai, so that is a good win to have, but he don't have the wins like these other guys do. ARS, man, not ARS, AR Smith. AR Smith. I think after tonight, after we see Ennis perform tonight, I'll be able to answer that question. I want to see what Ennis can do against Lipinets, and then we can discuss who I currently have better, who I think is better between Ortiz and Ennis. But I will say that Conor Ben definitely belongs in that conversation now. He definitely belongs in there. Up until today, I never thought that. I thought he was good, but I felt like he was always moving a little slowly, and he was. He's definitely improving. But yeah, I think he should definitely be mentioned up there too. Without a doubt at this point. But it's definitely between the top two for me. It's definitely Ennis and Ortiz as far as the younger welterweights that's on the come up. I'm looking down a list now and seeing who else is there. There's a lot of new, there's a lot of guys that's on the come up, and you still got guys like let's see, who do we have here? David Avanesian needs one of these guys need to get a fight with David Avanesian. That's a good win to have right now. They actually on BoxRec have David Avanesian at the number 6 spot for beating Josh Kelly. That's pretty high. Jesse Vargas is another fighter that one of these guys should try to get in the ring with. That's another decent name to have under your belt. Cal Velasquez is out there, but Cal Velasquez is probably trying to move forward and try to get a big shot. Jamal James is out there. That's another good shot. That's a good shot. That's a good fight to have too. Who else is here? Yeah, Sergey Lipinets. You got Josecito Lopez, who's definitely, past it at this point. I can see these guys definitely beating him at this stage, you know. You got Formella, who kind of been just recently beat. Sean Porter beat him too. Who else welterweights? Yeah, you guys can name them. Let me know in the comments. Who would you like? Who's on the come up? You got Alexander Vesputin. You know, can't forget about him. Alexander Vesputin still out there. You know, Butayev, you know, the guy that he fought is still out there. You know, Vesputin actually popped 30 for that fight. They should have that fight again. They should have that rematch. That's what they need to do. Ben versus Avanesha is nice. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good fight. Keith Thurman should fight David as a tune-up. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a tough tune-up for him. It's a fight that Keith Thurman should still win, even though he's coming off a layoff, but it's a tough tune-up, you know, like Josecito Lopez was. Yeah, Vesputin tested positive, really shake things up. You know, I think it yeah, Akhtarathamov is I seen him recently for the first time. Who did he beat recently on the DAZN card? He beat like a former champion, right? If we're thinking of the same person. Who did he beat recently? I can't think of his name. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, Vesputin should rematch Batiev. Well, that should definitely be a rematch, you know? Crawford hasn't meet anyone like Pacquiao. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. It's just that how we got to see how good Pacquiao still is. Oh, Rodriguez, Constance got him down. All right, so what was it seeing? Yeah, well, Pacquiao, it's all about whether or not. Hopefully, for first of all, we got to even see if the fight is even really going to happen, because that could just be a rumor. I know I spoke on it. I did a video on it, but and it's definitely well received, but we don't know if it's really going to happen, you know? Javier Flores, he beat Collazo before that. Okay. Rashidi Ellis is a beast. Yeah, definitely. No one talks about Gary Russell brother at 140. He beat Ennis in the amateurs. Yeah, you're right. We don't really speak about Gary Russell's brother enough. But 140 is another division that's shaping up to be really good. You know, after Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez do their thing, we should really get some of these. We should really see some of these up and coming guys at 140 as well. Come up and do their thing, you know. And some of these guys from 135, I'm expecting to go up to 140 at some point. All right, so let's talk a little bit of 135. Devin Haney. Devin Haney against Jorge Linares is official. It's official. What do you guys think about that fight? And Casas look like he's about to get a stoppage here. They phone boofing right now. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, Loke, you already know. Thurman was not talking about how he finally surgery. Thurman was talking about how he finally got surgery after not being at 100% for the past few years. Keith is only 30, feels like he got a lot left to give if he still has a heart for the sport. And that was always the biggest thing for me. Does he still have the heart? Does he still care? You know? Does he still care? Does he still have it? I just want to see him get back in the ring, man. And I want him to see, I really want to see him be active. Even if he were to lose again, I just want to see Keith fight at least twice a year. You know, I would love to see that. I would love to see more of that than just doing interviews and talking. Yeah. He do too much talking, you know. I want to see him really in the ring, you know, and I want to see him healthy, you know, because if he says he's 100% now, cool. But don't say you're 100% now and then after a fight you're saying you weren't 100%, you were hurt. We don't want to see that. A lot of people were just criticizing Lomachenko for doing something similar when he lost to this kid, Tio. You think this is a Bud Crawford last fight with top rank contract? Hopefully, you know, hopefully, you know. And if he does leave, hopefully, I mean, I've always wanted him to be over at the PPC, but you know, at this point, he's gonna go where the money's in. He's not really chasing Crawford. Not Crawford. He's not chasing Spence at this point. I'll be really disappointed as a boxing fan and as a. Oh, I am a fan of Bud and Spence, but I'm more of a fan of Bud. I would be really. It would be a huge black eye if Bud and Spence actually never fight. You know. Brandon Lee is an up and coming guy at 140. He is a beast, and he's been around for a while. All right. There's a lot of good fighters out there. Linares is a great test for Haney. Absolutely. It's a good fight for some reason. I can't get excited for it, but it's a good fight for Haney. Yes. It's a good fight. I think people are not. I'm excited for it because I really like Jorge Linares, one, and I really respect his boxing ability. Like, if we're just talking about skills, I think that on his best thing, he might be better than Haney. On his best day, you know? And when I say best, I mean like in his prime. Right now, not too sure. It is hard for some people to get excited for it because, you know, not just because he got knocked out by Lomachenko or anything, but it's because of the fight after, you know, where he got knocked out in the first round. Even though the fighter was at 140 and everything, people don't want to see a fighter lose like that and still think or still have confidence in him. They don't want to see a fighter lose that bad. You know what I'm saying? So, Matthew, I totally understand where you're coming from. A lot of people are just not happy with it. You know, I made a video about it. I read a lot of comments. A lot of people are not really hyped for it like I am. It's a fight that I wanted. It's a fight that I pretty much wanted for all of these young fighters coming up, for Ryan Garcia, for Devin Haney, you know, even if Teofimo got to him first. I respect Linares because he defended his title a good amount of times and he was a good, legit top guy at 135 for a minute, you know. A.R. Smith says he thinks Haney beats Linares more convincingly than Loma. Yeah, I mean, he could. He could. See, if Haney can't hurt Linares, this is a good ass fight. But if Haney just explodes and tries to knock him out, we know that Linares is not the most durable fighter. You know? So it could be a hit or miss. Really don't know how this fight is going to go down. You know? Really don't know. Awoken One, what's up, man? Hope Haney gets a stoppage. Haney wins, but it's competitive. Linares and Fortuna are both good fighters for the youngins, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Fortuna is good for Ryan, But I think Linares was a better fight to me. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I would prefer Linares for both Haney. You know what? I actually think that Linares would be a tougher fight for Ryan. And I think, yeah, I'm going to say that. I think Fortuna might have been a tougher fight for Haney. You know, I mean, they're both tough, but I see Fortuna walking right into one of those left hooks and getting knocked out. Because Fortuna is a wild boy. He's explosive. He has power. He has speed, but he has terrible defense, and he's going to walk right into that left hook. Ryan doesn't need to chase him. He doesn't need to press the action. He doesn't have to. Fortuna is going to be looking for him. And he's going to walk right into one of those left hooks that Ryan loved to throw. See, if Ryan fought Linares, he would have to be, yes, he can hurt Linares, obviously, but he can get hurt too. He would have to really box. I think Tia would get beat by Taylor if he moved up. Yeah. Joey Spencer, I believe, if you're talking about Jerron, if you're talking about Joey Spencer, I believe, is fighting at 154. The Awoka one says, I like to know BoxingWave thought on this current generation of boxing, if there are any argument that they are the best generation of boxers to step foot in the ring. No. Just no. I think some of them have amazing talent. I don't want to take away from their talent, but the way that they fight, the fact that they're not really active, you know, I think that's I don't like the cross eras too much. I think there are people that are obviously that are ATGs. You know, I think you know, obviously Manny and Floyd could have fought in any era and been very successful. You know, I think Canelo is a guy that could have been successful in any era that he fought. And when I say successful, I'm saying he might have taken some losses, but he could have competed at a high level at any time. You know, I think he's that good. You know, I think there's certain people that are that good. Ennis looks to be extremely athletic, and people are already comparing him to Roy Jones. I see a little Roy Jones in there. You know, if he continues to win as he steps up, and I think he could be that guy. You know, we just gotta wait and see. All right, so let me read some of you. I got a lot of comments. Keith was talking about how he refused to get surgery because he trusts homeopathic healing methods. Keith is a different kind of dude. They build him different in Florida. Yeah, I mean, Keith is a little different, you know, but whatever, man. I just want to see him back in the way. Whatever he got to do to get back in the ring, that's all I care about. You know, whatever way that works for him, that's all that really mattered to me, man. Norris, good fight for Devin, better than any name on Ryan resume. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's debatable with what's his name? Kid he just fought. Jesus Christ, I just can't remember names anymore. What is his name? Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was, you know, he already lost to Jorge Linares. It was a very competitive fight, but Linares is more proven, was a champion for a while, held the title down for a minute, and has the win over Luke. I agree with that. I agree with that. The Top Rank gets Crawford in pack fight. You can see him sticking around. You never know. Business is business. And if he happens to fight Pacquiao and beat him, I don't know what's going to be available at that point. I would like for him to fight Errol Spence, but we got to see how that goes. All right. Crawford versus Spence is going to be the next. Pryor versus Ray. Yeah, if they actually fight, I mean, no, you're absolutely right, because Pryor and Ray, I don't know, I've totally misread your point. It could be that, and unfortunately, it's probably going to be that. I've given hope. I've given up hope on that fight. I personally have, but we really may not. You might be right. I think we might really not get it. So many more casual boxer fans are going to trash Haney if he don't get a KO, though. See, but you know what? Noah, this is the thing about that fight. And the reason why I like it is I actually want to see the rounds go. Because if Linares just gets knocked out, I think it's not going to really answer many questions for me. I think when I saw Haney fight Gamboa, the reason why I was disappointed with him not getting a knockout is because Gamboa didn't really have anything. His offense has been off since he lost his explosiveness and his speed and his reflexes. Once that went, there wasn't much left with him. So I expected Devin Haney to try to get him out of there. Now he beat him in a safe round. He pretty much shut him out. But I was expecting more. Whereas Linares, if this goes 12 rounds, but he boxed beautifully and he outboxes Linares round by round. Linares has lost, but how does he lose? He loses the same way every time. He always gets stopped. All right. But he's winning. He's either winning in some of those fights or he's, he's a guy that I never seen him just get outboxed. I never seen that happen. So I would like Haney to do what he has to do, but I don't want it to end early, because if it ends early, I'm going to be like, does Linares have it anymore? Does he have anything left? Did he get knocked out because he has no chin? Yada, yada, yada. So I want it to be a good competitive fight. Linares has absolutely nothing for Haney. I don't think so. Well, we just got to wait and see. One thing about Linares, he's going to try to win, not like Campbell. I think Campbell tried to win. I think Campbell played it safe, though. Too safe. I think he needed to be a little bit more aggressive when he hurt Ryan and dropped him. Gamboa is fighting Colbert in July. Is that at 130? I mean, again, Gamboa is not going to beat any of these young guys. He's not beating Chris Colbert. I would like to see Chris Colbert fight Tank or Shakur Stevenson or a champion, or a top guy at 130. Excuse me. Bowers Lewis ran me away from boxing a long time ago. Spence versus Bud Crawford could do the same thing for many people. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right. What we drinking? Young Hollywood, what's up, man? What we drinking tonight? I don't know. I might have a drink. It's been a while since I had a drink on camera with you guys. I might have one tonight. I'll figure it out. We'll see. Gamboa might as well retire. Yeah, but he's not going to retire because people are going to keep trying to fight him. People are going to keep trying to fight him because of his name. And as long as people try to fight him, he is not going to be, he's going to still be around, Yeah, I'm going to turn to ESPN now. I'm going to turn back over to that so we can watch the card. Just give me a second. Smith beating Vlasov is a good win. I'm curious to see. I think Joe. I'm curious to see if Joe can be able to knock him out. Though I have Joe Smith Jr. winning tonight, but I don't. It's all about the knockout. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an easy knockout. I think this is a pretty good fight. And Vlasov is good. He's definitely proven. Good fight. Baby Quan, what's up? Colbert is very good. I just want to see him step up, though. I'm definitely ready. Colbert's been around for a minute. F.A. Jabba is fighting. Who is he fighting? F.A. Jabba is a guy that I want to see win, but I want to see him improve. All I've seen is a 1-2. He has a big, powerful right hand. Oh, he's fighting Howard. Isn't this the guy that just... Oh, hold on. Howard. Who just fought Howard? Brian Howard. Howard fought... Oh, Brian Howard knocked out Carlos Negron. I remember watching that. So this is a pretty solid fight for him. But FA hasn't looked that great since he started stepping up. There was a point where he was just knocking out guys pretty easy. But then he stepped up and started having some issues, starting getting dropped in some fights. He still got a lot of work to do, but he still is very young. I think he's only he's not very young, but let's see. FA is he is 26. Okay, so he got time to still improve. But this is a good fight. I think this is one of the guys that you just can't throw him in. Like, this guy's just learning a lot quicker. I already think that Jaron Anderson... Nah, I don't really drink beer, man. Nah, not really. I think Jaron Anderson is moving along a lot quicker than F.A. Jabba, We just seen Jaron Anderson fighting tonight. I want to see F.A. improve a little bit on his defense. I never really seen him move his head before like that. That guy he fought, it was a really, really good fight. He fought this guy. Yeah, this guy, Ali Aaron Demi Reason. I'm probably saying his name wrong. He's from Turkey. That was a really, really good fight. That was a good fight. He kind of exposed F.A. Jabba a little bit. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the wrong fight. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Iago Khalid. So I'm probably butchering these guys' name, but that guy is the guy that I think exposed FA a little bit. I want to see FA jab to the body. Oh, he caught two. He just caught a two-piece just now by Howard. He got to be careful. He throw that right hand. He stays out there. He kept the chin out there a little too long. Got countered with a nice two-piece. Yeah, I want Bud to fight Porter. Listen. Everybody wants a Pacquiao fight, but I would like Bud to fight Porter. If he's not gonna fight Errol Spence Jr., I would love for the Porter fight. I would love that fight. All right, what's on Showtime? Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Jared Anderson is already ahead of him, you know. But you know what? That's not a bad thing, you know. I think at some point, especially because Ajaba is not no longer with the PBC and he's over here with Top Rank, at some point he may get in there and actually fight a guy like Jared Anderson. You know, Jared Anderson might fight him on the come up. See, I think Ajaba had a great rollout because his knock or that when he got when the guy walked out of the ring before the fight started, got a lot of attention, you know, and people started like, you know, watching this guy and watching his knockouts. But then once they started stepping up his opposition a little bit, it wasn't so good. You know, he didn't look as good. He started exposing some of the flaws, you know, and he started looking a little limited, you know. Again, like I said, I mean, from what we're seeing here, I'm seeing a few things that he's doing a little different. Like I said, I like the fact that he's jabbing to the body a little bit. You know, it's good to see a fighter like change levels a little bit. His head is still dead centered, and this is why Howard's able to connect and counter at times. Uh, you know, he doesn't really have good defense, but you know, he's proven on a little thing. He's not sitting down on every punch. You know, he's not just trying to get a quick knockout. He's trying to work for it, and he's mixing it up. He just stepped in through a nice hook. Uh, I want to see, you know, some inside game from him too. He has a lot to work on for sure, and I do think that Jared Anderson is definitely a little further ahead. You know. Thoughts on the new boxing game? Yeah, I seen the videos. I did watch the videos. I did see the videos. It looks great. It looks good. It looks really, really good. The new boxing video game looks amazing. Uh, I am a Fight Night fan. You know, I did have Fight Night Champion. I think that was the last one. I've been playing the game, the video game, since it was Knockout Kings back in the day. Uh, I look forward to this new game. You know, it looks good. It looks really, really realistic. You know, so I am looking forward to it, and I want to see what the final product is going to be. But it looks great. You know, I did watch that long 10-minute video that came out like last week. I did watch it. It looks great. You know, it looks really promising. You know, it's not by EA Sports, but you know, if EA Sports is ever going to come back out with a boxing game, they need to step it up. You know, because this new game looks very, very technical, very realistic. Like, you know, I like it. And they need a new boxing game. I mean, the EA Sports games were good. You know, they were the Fight Nights and the Knockout King games. Those were all good. Um, but I always felt like those games could have been better. You know, they were good. They were satisfying. The graphics was always good. You know, it was always they were always good looking games. But you know, this new game coming out looks very, very next gen. You know, EA, if it's in the sports, they don't put it in the game. I forgot the name of the game. It's like let me tell you right now. Okay, the new game is called Esports Boxing Club. So it's like ESBC. Yeah. There's videos. There's videos out there. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, so definitely just look it up. But there was a lot of videos showing the gameplay. Looks pretty good. I'm interested in seeing what the roster is going to be like. How many I know that's always been a issue with these boxing games, or sports games in general, and trying to get the boxers, the fighters in that game, because you got to pay these guys. Oh, FA just knocked this guy out, and it was brutal, man. Oh. Oh, man. See, the only problem I have with these knockouts is that they should have like the EMTs right there. But he seems to be okay. He's starting to slowly get up. Whoa. Wow. Listen, we know that FA Ajagba can punch. No one's ever going to question that. We know what he can do. We know what he's known for. And good knockout. But I'm more concerned about what happens when he gets in there with the guys that have the skill advantage over him, That was a crazy knockout. Howard is up. He's standing up. He's back up on his feet. F.A. Ajagba, man, showing that Nigerian power, man. Yeah, that was a bad slump, man. Get this man to the hospital. He's all right. He's back up though. But the way he fell, it was very very awkward, man. All right, they're gonna show it again. Oof. Damn, he hit him with just the right hand. Oof, he caught him so clean, man. Damn. And Howard fell over to the side like this. Oh, man. We on ESPN right now, by the way. If you're just tuning in, I have both the ESPN and the Showtime fight. But he won't be, because PBC executives have articles out admitting not wanting their fighters to face Bud. I'd be surprised to see Porter versus Crawford. Well, if Porter doesn't fight Crawford, that's on Porter. Because at the end of the day, he is the mandatory, And if he really wants to fight, he should push forward into getting that fight. I like Porter. And I tell you this, if you guys were here, I had Spence winning the fight. I thought Spence was going to win the fight. If you watch the prediction, the breakdown, I thought Spence was going to win. But there was nowhere that I ever mentioned Spence knocking out Sean Porter. Like, whoever was saying that was gassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were overhyping Spence. And I'm like, he's not knocking out Sean Porter. Sean Porter's not getting knocked out. He's not. And it ended up being a really, really tough fight. Sean Porter is always going to be a tough fight for anyone. But people want to hype up Porter now because Spence beat him. And that's what people like to do, Spence beat him, so now, like, he's the greatest thing, People are talking as if he's like a pound for pound fighter, Spence Porter did beat Danny Garcia, which is a great win to have, but he did lose to Thurman, he did lose to Kell Brook, he did lose to Errol Spence Jr. Close fights. Some of them were close, but No, Kell Brook beat him clear. You know, I feel bad for Kell Brook. I feel like Kell Brook was kind of like a wasted talent because he should have never been in a ring with Triple G. I think that was one of the most poorly advised decision that Eddie Hearn has that I've seen Eddie Hearn make. That was one of the poorest fights that I've ever seen like made, especially with the timing, of it all, because he was already he already had Spence as a mandatory, so to go up and get pummeled by Golovkin just to come right back down in order to get pummeled by Spence, because now you just fought 2 divisions up, had half of your face broken. That was a really poor decision by Eddie. That fight should have never took place, you know. And I hate when they move these guys up 2 divisions and they're like, "Oh, he's daring to be great. He's daring to be great." No, you're not moving up 2 divisions. You're moving up 2 divisions to fight the very best guy, but you haven't even proved that you're the best in your division yet. And that's why I don't like this moving and bouncing around division stuff. Can you at least prove that you're the man at your division before moving up 2 divisions to fight the best guy there? Excuse me. Thurman versus Spence is a fight I want to see. And I think we will see that fight. I think we will see the fight. I have more faith in seeing Thurman fight, that Thurman will fight Spence before Spence and Crawford would happen. Yeah, I seen that Khan is interested in a Brook fight. I said many years ago, Khan will never fight. Khan would never fight Kell Brook until he's washed up. He will never fight. Khan will fight Brook once he feels like he's a defeated fighter. I've said that years ago. And look at what's happening now, He will never give Brook the opportunity in beating him. And I truly feel that way because of Danny Garcia. Because Danny Garcia knocked out Khan while Khan was still in his prime. And it made Danny a star, I mean, yeah, Danny went on and beat Lucas Matisse when he was the underdog, and that was cool. He beat some other fighters, had good names, but Khan lost to Danny Garcia, and it was a tough loss for Khan, at that time. Because Danny at that time wasn't really, he was on the come up, So I think the whole Kell Brook thing was like, if Khan is going to lose, he's going to lose to a guy like a Canelo or lose to a guy like a Terrence Bud Crawford, where people have these guys on pound for pound list. They really respect them. He wasn't going to give Kell Brook that opportunity, because Kell Brook, outside of Sean Porter, if we're being honest, he really didn't beat any elite fighters. He beat Sean Porter. And I think he should have beaten Sean Porter, because he's a big guy, 147. You can't muscle him around. And he's a much better boxer than Sean Porter. But outside of that, he didn't fight, all these other fighters that were available at that point. He lost to the other best fighters he fought. Yeah. Deuce, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think Khan, I totally agree with that comment. I totally agree with that, Kell Brook was never the same after he got stabbed. We could blame it on a lot of things. I mainly blame it on I blame it mainly on the Triple G fight, I know he was stabbed in the leg, but Kell Brook never seemed to have bad legs to me. I think Kell Brook was just, he wasn't as durable, man. He took a lot of damage in that Triple G fight, and then on to the Spence fight. in a fight that he was actually winning, you know? What's going on with Mikey, by the way? Looks like he may campaign at heavyweight now. Are you talking about Mikey Garcia, or which Mikey are we talking about? Thank you, James. Appreciate it, man. Are we talking about Mikey Garcia? Yeah, I think I thought Mikey was gonna fight Manny Pacquiao. It really made sense. I guess Manny was really leaning towards. I say this all the time. Mikey's an amazing fighter, but he's not motivated like that, you know. And I let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, he's not that motivated. He fights because he's good. He just does it because it pays the bill, and he's amazing. He's an amazing fighter. But Mikey has not been interested in boxing in a very, very long time. And he said this in interviews back then when ES News was there following him and these guys around in the gym. Mikey has not been interested in the sport in a long time. You know, it is what it is. Mikey said years ago he always wanted to be a police officer. I'll never forget that interview because I was watching it, and that's how he felt. And this was, I think he even said this before the whole Top Rank thing. You know, Mikey doesn't care about boxing like that. He does. He comes back and gets the bag because he has the name to do it. But I think that's why he went for Spence, because he wasn't motivated to fight anybody else. And I think the risk wasn't in fighting Lomachenko was worth the reward. You know? So it is what it is. Yes, I did speak on the Conor Ben fight earlier. ESPN is on break right now, so I'm going to turn back to Showtime. Thomas Delorme is fighting. But yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, I did speak on this earlier. I did speak on Conor Ben. It was a great performance. I was not expecting him to dominate Samuel Vargas. You know, Samuel Vargas is tough, man, and he looked good coming into this fight. You know, he didn't look like this diminished fighter that just lost everyone. He looked pretty good shape. I thought he was gonna give Conor Ben some tough rounds, but we didn't get that. Southpaw killer. He's one of the businessmen going around in this era. Mikey Garcia. I mean, be a businessman. That's fine. You know, be a businessman, handle your business, make your money. This sport doesn't really love you back, so I get it. But, you know, when you're talented on that level, I would love to see the fights, you know? Oh, boy, I'm tired. All right, let's see this fight here. Stanionis. I haven't seen this guy fight. It's, I'm back on Showtime, guys. So if you guys just tune in, Stanionis. Delorme has always been a very good fighter to me. It's just that he doesn't take pressure too well, and he slows down dramatically in the second half of his fights. But he's always been a very, very good bouncer. Very polished fighter. Good hand speed. I thought he beat Jesse Vargas, by the way. Nice body shot by Delorme. See, Delorme's looking good. He's moving. He moves very, very good. He's definitely winning this round so far. Looks sharp. But Stanionis is coming forward, and he's stalking him at the point. Right now, he's not really landing much, but Delorme is working right now. But Stanionis is he's stalking him. See, Delorme needs to be careful because these are the areas. This is the time where he always looks good. He looks good early in almost every fight. Even against Terrence Bud Crawford back then at 140. This is when Crawford was like one of his early fights at 140 when he moved up. Delorme was giving him a lot of trouble. Oh, Stanionis is coming back. Oh, wow. Stanionis is coming back. Stanionis is putting that pressure. He's staying on Delorme. Stanionis are really good. Yeah, okay. You guys been checking them out then. Delorme never really dealt with the pressure that well. And if he slows down, which he will, because he has always done it throughout his career. If Stanionis is a good pressure fighter, which he's showing to be, I see him being an issue later once Delorme slows down, his work rate slows down. He's never really had the greatest conditioning, you know. Good round. Man, let me tell you something, guys. I really hope this Fury and Joshua fight happens, man. You know, every week I get nervous that it's not gonna. Every week that goes by, it makes me feel. I know I haven't been covering all the news and the gossip. It's just because I choose not to. I I know I would get like a lot of traction and coming in doing videos on this stuff every week, but just let me know if the fight is going to happen. You know, I'm not going to make video after video of what Fury says every moment and, you know, what, uh, well, Joshua doesn't really say anything, but, I don't want to keep making videos about Eddie Hearn every time he gives us like a fake update on the status of the fight. I don't want to keep doing that. You know, I don't want to put so much energy into two guys that may not even fight each other, you know, and I love those two. You know, I respect Fury. I think he's a good fighter. I'm a big fan of AJ, but I'm not going to just keep talking about those two if they're not going to fight each other, you know? Nope. Delorme goes down, but it's like a push. It was a left hook and kind of pushed him down. Yo, did you guys see the Tommy Morrison fight earlier? Tommy Morrison's son fought. And there was some controversy in there because I think it was in the second round. He got knocked down and he got knocked down hard, and a referee waved it off and called it a slip. And his opponent pushed the referee and started mouthing off at the ref. I never seen a boxer just go at a ref like that. You know, and he didn't get his eyes off the ref for a while. He actually should have just let Morrison get up and put him away because Morrison was clearly hurt. That opponent actually hurt Morrison in the later end of that round. And then at some point, the fighter that Morrison was fighting injured his leg somewhere and they stopped the fight. But Morrison's son didn't look impressive. He didn't look impressive. But really, really funny fight to watch. It was pretty funny. I mean, listen, I'm not no expert. I don't know the insides of what's going on with. He didn't swing at the ref, but he definitely pushed him, and he was mouthing off at him for a while. But when it comes to Fury and Joshua, honestly, I really believe it's about money. You know, I don't think it has anything to do with Wilder at this point. I think it has a lot to do with money because technically we're really looking like in today's boxing climate and we're just looking at the purses. This fight should be the biggest fight in boxing. It should be. You know, these guys should be making a lot of money. You know, these guys want to make 100 million probably at least. Both probably want to make 100 million from this one fight. You know, it's going to be really, 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 really hard to do that when you don't have a live gate. You know, and I don't know where that money is coming from. So I think it's all about securing the bag. Like I said, I think Manny Pacquiao would really fight Terrence Bud Crawford. It's just about how much money is he going to get paid? You know, and this is why this is the effect of the Mayweather Pacquiao feud, and it took 5 years of us getting just back and forth between fans before we actually got the fight, because all of that was built up, just like we're getting Crawford and Spence build up. You know, I mean, these guys, the longer you take, the more money you're gonna make if you don't end up getting knocked out in the meantime. You know, and knocked out and never coming back. You know, and never like just completely falling off. There's always that risk. But Pacquiao and Floyd, it took years to get it done. They got it done, but they weren't in their prime. But they still were very good. I mean, look, Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman just 2 years ago. All right. So they were very, very good still. But I think it all has to do with money, man. It has to do with money. I really don't think it has to do with anything else, man. I don't know. It's the biggest fight in British history. Definitely going to be live gate. Yeah, but I think when I say live gate, I know it's going to be live gate because things are starting to open up anyway. But what I'm saying is without restrictions. You know, they want the very least amount of restrictions you can have to have a live event at this point. You know, that's what I'm saying. You want it as close as possible to normal. And then you also want to get the bread. You want the money to be, the purse to be secure. You want a certain amount out of that fight. I think Joshua is more willing to get in there and do it. I think Fury is a businessman. You know, Fury is a hustler. And he wants to make his money, and he's not going to get in there and risk. Fury doesn't risk as much because he doesn't consistently get in there with dangerous fighters. You know, he gets in there with a tough fighter, but he's going to have those fights in between that's not as tough that he knows he's going to win. I don't think Fury is scared of AJ at all. I just think that he wants to make sure that since he is going in a fight with a guy that can possibly beat him, let me make sure I'm getting paid so it can be worth it. That's just how I see it. I'm basing that off just me looking in from the outside. None of us really know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think it all involves money. Stanionis is really starting to put the pressure on Delorme. You can see Delorme is starting to struggle. He's moving less. He's not looking as sharp. He's starting to look very predictable. And Stanionis is keeping that guard real tight. Delorme is not connecting like that, Stanionis is fine. I think he's adapted to his power. And I could see Delorme having issues down the line, man, in a few more rounds. Oh, that's a nice punch he landed. But can he actually hurt him? Yeah, Delorme might still be winning. I'm not scoring this fight here, but you can tell there's a difference in his body language, And it's always been a thing with him. It's always been a thing with him. I think Joe Smith Jr. versus Vlasov is going to start soon. So we're gonna skip over to that, and we're gonna keep it on that until the Ennis Boost fight starts. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see, and I don't think Delorme can really hurt him. He's not shown that he can hurt him. He's landed some nice, good shots, though. All right, so Vlasov is coming to the ring. So let's switch back over to ESPN on the TV. And we'll put Showtime one. All right. Let's turn Showtime one here. Does anyone here think Lipinets have any chance of winning tonight against Ennis? Is anyone just not impressed with Ennis so far and think that he's going to, Lipinets is going to pull off the upset? Joe Smith Jr., Vlasov is in the ring. Joe Smith Jr. is currently walking towards the ring right now. I think, like I said, I think that Lipinets' best shot at winning that fight is going to Ennis's body if he can get to it. He might take some really hard shots trying to do that. Stanionis is starting to really put the pressure on Delorme here. Really, really put the pressure on him now. Delorme is slowing up, and he's starting to look a little sloppy here. And now Delorme is actually engaging with him in a close range fight. He has a good puncher's chance. I want to see Joe Smith Jr. against Beterbiev. Okay, I think this time I'm gonna have me a little drink. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Let me just get a glass real quick. This should be a good fight, man. This should definitely be a good fight. This should be a good fight with Joe Smith and Vlasov. Vlasov box is pretty good. You know, if he's durable enough, and if Joe can't really hurt him, this can be a tough fight for Joe. If Joe can't hurt him, you know. Saw a fight where Ennis started fading. Want to see what he looks like after 6. Yeah, well, this could be that fight, man. I'm telling you, I don't know. We're gonna learn about him today. I'm gonna drink the Grand Marnier tonight. All right, they having their face off. Let's go. Damn, this ref has been working all night. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th fight I've seen him ref tonight. He's getting a nice check tonight. All right. Thank you, yo. Thanks for everyone that's in here too. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. All right, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I think everybody's here. For the most part, I'm familiar with all the names that are here. All right, so we're in round 1. Whoa, 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 whoa. Starting out a little wild, this fight. All right. A little wild. The fight is starting off a little wild, okay? Now they both tied up right now, but Vlasov is doing a lot of he's keeping that jab out there, but Vlasov is trying to bring the fight to Joe. He's being rough. He's being very physical. And I think what he's trying to do is keep Joe going backwards. You know, he doesn't want to give Joe the opportunity to really set up these shots. So Vlasov is doing a lot of moving. He's throwing his jab. He's moving his head. He's changing level. He's doing a lot of stuff. And he's actually landing his jab consistently. Joe is having a little trouble getting off right now. Vlasov is doing well so far. Vlasov got to be careful. Watch the right hands. All right. I think he got caught with a right hand. They're tied up. But Vlasov is no stranger in holding. He will hold Joe. He's been showing that. I just don't know how long Vlasov could fight like with this kind of energy and movement that he's doing right now. It's just the first round. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Nice right hand lands by Vlasov. Another right hand to the body by Vlasov. Joe looks uncomfortable. Another couple jabs land by Vlasov. He has Joe going backwards. All right. When did we ever see that? Joe's on the ropes. He's not getting hurt, but it's just that Vlasov is doing a good job keeping that pressure and being active. This is what he needs to do with Joe, though. He's being physical and he's being active. He's landing his jabs. He's landing the right hands. And he's beating him on the inside, too. Nice left hook lands by Joe. Nice left hook lands. That definitely hurt Vlasov a little bit. Vlasov got a little awkwardness to him, for sure. And Joe hasn't really figured it out. We got 15 seconds left in the first round. Clear round for Vlasov. Clear round. Another right hand lands by Vlasov. Wow. He's going at Smith. Smith is in trouble. Whoa. Yo, y'all watching this fight? You guys watching this fight, did you guys see that first round? PBC has a card. I have the Showtime card. Oh, it is a PBC card. Yeah, I have it on, but I'm switching back and forth. right now because the Vlasov Joe Smith Jr. fight is the priority right now. As soon as Ennis come out, I'll switch back over. They're still showing the Delorme Stenionis fight. We're in the 6th round of that fight. All right, but I do have both of them up. Young Tong, yeah, definitely did. Absolutely. All right, here we go, guys. Round 2. Joe Smith Jr. against Maxim Vlasov. They both got Joe Smith is coming at now. Joe's coming at him. Joe's attacking. Nice. He landed a couple shots there. I don't know how clean they were, but Joe has a little reddening around his left eye. He's had it since the 1st round. And I believe Vlasov has a little bit on his left eye as well. All right, so Joe Smith, they're showing now, he has a welt under his left eye. It's actually shaping up pretty bad, and we're only in the 2nd round. So Vlasov is definitely landing effective shots, and I think it's his jab. Joe goes down, but it's a slip. Joe looks bad so far, man. Vlasov is continuing. He's just doing 1-2s. Joe is already wiping his eye. He's having trouble seeing from there. He is definitely losing so far. Vlasov looks incredible so far. Oh, big right hand lands by Joe Smith. Big right hand. See, Vlasov's fighting with his hands down, so he got to be careful with that. He's winning so far, but Joe got power. Joe could turn this fight around with one punch. He better be careful. Joe's bleeding now. That cut is bad. He got a bad cut on his left eye, but Vlasov is still coming forward. He slowed down his pace, though. He slowed down the pace since he got hit with that big right hand. All right, now he's coming back. He's putting pressure back on Joe. Joe catches Joe with a left uppercut. Joe responds with a left hook. We have less than a minute left in this 2nd round. They're both exchanging at this point. Joe's trying to come forward. He's trying to fight back, but he's looking a little out of it already. He's slower down. He's slowing down dramatically. He's slowing down a lot, man. He needs Vlasov. This is when Vlasov should be taking over, but I think Vlasov might be a little tired too. He's hitting him with the angles. Nice jab. Nice up jab. That was good. Vlasov is very crafty. There's a difference in skill set here, a major difference. Joe's eyes is getting much worse, man, and we're only in the 2nd round. Nice shot to the body by Vlasov. Another right hand, another overhand right lands for Joe. All right. Whoa. Good fight, man. Good fight. Very, very good fight. All right. I'm checking in on Showtime. The Delorme Stenionis fight. We're in the 7th round in that fight. Not really watching it, so I don't know who's winning at this point. But Delorme looks to be hanging in there still. I think that 2nd round can go either way because Vlasov, even though Vlasov, I still think he did more work throughout the entire round. Joe Smith landed like 3 or 4 big right hands in that round. Excuse me. A.R. Smith got it 1-1. I think that's a swing round for me. 1-1. That's a swing round for me. Big right hands, though. They're showing the replay. He landed about a good 3 or 4 of those. But Vlasov did a lot of damage to that eye. All right, here we go. We're in the 3rd round. Very competitive. If you're just tuning in, I currently have the top ranked ESPN fight on, the main event, Joe Smith Jr. against Maxim Vlasov. We're in the third round. Make sure you hit that like button if you're just getting in. And I am covering the PBC card too. We're just on ESPN right now until the Jerome Boots Ennis fight start. Joe Smith is coming back. He's attacking now. That's what Joe needs to do. Joe needs to attack. I'm just a little bit concerned about his conditioning. You know, he's fighting at a very, very high level, and a guy that's been pressuring him. Oh, low blow. That was low. Ref didn't catch it. Vlasov seems to slow down a little bit too. He's still doing a lot of moving. You know, he's still trying to stay off the line and be aggressive, but he's not throwing as much as he was the first 2 rounds, especially the first round. Good fight, man. This is a great fight. If you're not tuning in, tune in this fight. You know, I know a lot of you probably got the PBC fight going, but this ESPN fight right now is definitely an action-packed fight. Nice jab landed by Joe. That Vlasov been consistent with his jab all night. Haven't seen many right hands in this. Oh, nice uppercut landed by Vlasov there. Joe tries to respond with a right hand, but is blocked by Vlasov. Joe's just trying to keep it up. He's coming forward now. He's going to the body a little bit. Vlasov throws him off a little bit with the holding, you know. He ties him up. And then he, you know, once they separate, he's going right back to the pity pat punches. I think it's having a huge effect on Joe, wearing him down, pushing him back, leaning on him. Right hand landed by Vlasov. Nice one, too. Another right hand by Vlasov. Joe tries to connect. Joe responds with a right hand of his own. Nice 1-2 again by Vlasov. He's giving Joe some issues at this point. We got 20 seconds left in the third round. The long man still game. Khan versus Godzilla. Godzilla. I was going for Godzilla. I thought Godzilla was gonna win, and he did win. But I think Kong really. Well, damn. I don't know if any of you. You know, I don't want to spoil the movie for some of you. I mean, you should have all seen the movie by now. I think I seen it twice the first day. Kong definitely stole the show at the end. Two one Vlasov, 2-1 Vlasov. Zerto's win over Vlasov is looking good right now. Yeah, it's styles make fight though. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. I think Vlasov got a good strategy here that's working for him. But I still you can't really count Joe out because Joe can turn the fight around with one punch. It's just that I think Vlasov is outworking him and he's making it a dirty fight. Like he's making it a rough, rugged fight. And he's not letting Joe have a rhythm here. Joe's usually the aggressor. And Vlasov is stepping in and he's landing these little sneaky uppercuts. Oh, nice right hand by Vlasov, but Joe responds with a hook. I think it might have hurt Vlasov a little bit. I wonder if Joe really prepared for this fight to be a really rough, rugged, physical fight like it is. And when's the last time we seen Joe Smith Jr. get forced to fight on his back foot for the majority of the fight? You know, Joe's the one that's moving here. Vlasov is in control here. He's still in control to me. I don't know how you guys are seeing this round so far, but Vlasov is still in control. Nice hook, another left hook landed by Joe. That's the second hook, big hook he landed in this fight. It's been a wild fight since the beginning. We got a little over a minute left in the fourth round here. Good fight. Smith has always been one-dimensional, man. And I don't think he's being exposed at all. I think that he's fighting a fighter that's taking him out of his zone. You know, Sullivan Barrera beat Joe Smith Jr. too. Let's remember, we can't. Maxim is doing well, but Maxim is getting hit too. He's getting touched a lot this last minute. He has to be careful. I agree, Tim. That's one thing Joe hasn't really been doing is going to the body at all, you know, and that body's there to get hit. He's just not going for it. You got to slow Vlasov. He has to find a way to slow Vlasov down. What's up, everyone that's joining in? Make sure you guys hit that like button when you come in. Bevo schooled him, yeah. But Bevo to me was a far superior boxer, you know, and I think most people knew that. But Joe did rock him a few times in that fight. Smith needs to get his jab going, and he needs to go to the body, I think. I think the body's there to be hit, you know. What's going on with this Delorme fight here? Looks like the same fight from when I last left it on. They're on the 9th round now. All right, let's go. Vlasov got some great conditioning, man. Because he has not slowed down. 2 right hands to the body by Vlasov. Joe's starting to use his jab a little bit more, which is good. He's landing a couple of jabs, popped his head back a couple times. Another right hand landed by Vlasov. Vlasov is actually bullying him, man. Listen, if Joe can't hurt him, he's going to be in trouble. But Joe's trying to hurt him with just one shot. He's going to have to try to work for it, man. Another right hand landed by Vlasov. They're both trading. They're both exchanging a little bit. But I still feel like Vlasov is getting the cleaner ones in. Joe did land a nice hook there. Another uppercut by Vlasov. Nice uppercut by Vlasov. Damn, Joe doesn't look good there. Oh, right hand by Joe lands. Vlasov eats it, man. Still on the attack. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Fight back. Come on, work the jab, Joe. Vlasov got him on the ropes again and sneaking these little uppercuts in there. Another right hand gets Drew with Joe. Another right hand, another big right hand. Hopefully one of those right hands can hurt Vlasov. He's going to need it. Vlasov is getting hit here, man, but he's just pushing Joe. Got him back against the ropes. We're coming to a close in the 5th round. Yo, do y'all... Joe getting outclassed. Joe getting body. Joe is landing the shots that would normally hurt his opponents. He's landing the shots. He's landing a few of them in each round. But I don't think Vlasov is feeling the full impact of these shots. Yes, Vlasov was a cruiserweight. Yep. Very possible. Vlasov is getting hit. He is getting hit. He's winning, though. He's definitely winning this fight. But he is taking some big shots. You know? He has to be careful. All right, we're going into the 6th round, y'all. I'll tell you one thing. Joe's not going to win this fight with his back against the ropes. I can tell you that much. He needs to find a way to get this momentum going and coming forward. You know, seeing Joe move laterally this much looks so awkward. Come on, Joe, use that jab. If he's going to come at you, use that jab. Set up that right hand. He can land the right hand, you know. Use that check left hook. These guys coming at you. They need to work on that if he is to get past Vlasov today. They need to definitely work on that, man. Oh, they both trade, but Vlasov landed about 3 punches. Joe landed 1 right hand. Joe lands another right hand. We just under 2 minutes in the or just over a minute into the 6th round. Joe looking good, man. I like Joe. I'm not sure if he's winning this round, but I like the fact that he's using his jab in this 6th round here. But Vlasov is still being the more active here. I still think Joe needs to go to his body a little bit more. Right now, this is still, we have about a minute left in the 6th round. And I think right now it's still anybody's round. You know, anybody can win this round. Like, this is not a... Vlasov does have a little welt under his right eye now. He's bruising under there. It's not nearly as bad as Joe's eye, but it's something, you know. And Joe is using his jab. Vlasov is slowing down a little bit. Nice uppercut landed by Joe. Vlasov is back, pushed him back against the ropes, lands 2 right hands. Joe's having a decent round here. Blocks the left hook. Vlasov steps in with that uppercut. Don't think it landed clean. Vlasov catches him with another right hand. Joe's eye is bleeding again. Joe's back on the ropes. Oh, he's letting Vlasov take over and finish strong. All right. Good round. Good round for Joe. Decent round for Joe. Decent round for Joe. We're in the 11th round here with the Delorme fight. EK, you could be right. I think it's 6 rounds. I think that last round could have gone to Joe. I think the 2 and the 6 rounds were Joe's best rounds. I think the other 4 rounds were pretty clear for Vlasov for me. Yeah. All right, we in the 7th round, y'all. So Andre Ward has it tied. So this is going to tell you, like, any close rounds to Joe, I'm going to assume it's going to Joe. Vlasov is, whoa. Yup, this is what I was waiting for. Joe clips Vlasov with a hook and hurts him. Now Joe's all over him now. But Joe's a little bit tired. Vlasov is survival. He's in survival mode right now. Vlasov left himself open. He was on the attack, left himself open. I believe Joe landed it. I think he landed a hook in there and just turned the whole round around. We still have a lot of time left in the 7th round, though. Let's go, Joe. Get to the body. What's up? Go to the body. All right, Vlasov fighting back now. But he's still a little out of it. Vlasov is holding, and he just looked up at the clock at the time just now. Vlasov is a little out of it, man. Let's see what happens, man. It's still anyone's. We're only in the 7th round. It's still anyone's fight here. Joe's starting to go to the body. Oh, a nice combo to the body. The ref warns him, telling him to lift it up a little bit. A little too low. Keep going to the body, though. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going to the body. Vlasov is bleeding from the mouth. It's 40 seconds left in the 7th round. This is a game changer right here. This is a game. This round right here just changed the whole fight. Vlasov body language don't look the same. He looks a little out of it. He's still moving. He's still fighting, but he doesn't have that same. Those shots he's throwing doesn't look as powerful, as effective. Joe's eye is not getting any worse from this point on. Let's see what happens from here. We still got a lot of fight left. Big round for Joe. See, Vlasov was effective, but if he's not going to be, he has to keep that pressure going. He has to get Vlasov, in order for him to turn this fight back around, he has to start. Whoa, it was a left hook. It was a left hook. Okay, they're showing a replay now. Yep. All right, let me turn this this Showtime card back on. Give me a second. Oh boy. All right, Joe's on an attack. Joe got to keep this energy going all the way to the end of this fight. We're in the final round. We got a minute left in the Delorme fight. And then the Ennis fight starts. So the way it's looking, we're going to get to see the rest of the Joe Smith Jr. fight. And then we could go right into the Ennis fight, which is good. This is what we wanted. Now Vlasov is fighting back, man. Let me lower this down a little bit. This commentary. Nice 1-2 by Joe. That's right, Joe. Throw the jab. See, now Vlasov is he's starting to connect a lot more with his jab. Vlasov is starting to, Vlasov's trying to keep that pressure on him, trying to keep Joe's back against the ropes. He landed a nice combination just now. He needs to stay on top of Joe, but it seems like when he's being a little hesitant now, he felt that power. He's being a lot more cautious now when he's coming in and throwing. Joe seems to be taking a little break here at this point. Oh, nice combination landed by Vlasov. Nice 1-2. He's taking this round over. Another uppercut landed by Vlasov. A little bit over a minute left in this 8th round. Delorme fight is done. Vlasov, nice body shot there. Uppercut again. Another uppercut. I don't know if he's hurting Smith, but he's landing the right shots. He definitely is winning this round, to me. Right hand lands for Joe. These guys, this is a good fight, man. Nice jab by Joe. Nice 1-2 by Joe. Joe's on the back ropes, just baiting him in. All right. Oh, nice right hand counter by Vlasov. Timed it perfectly in the round. I gave that round to Vlasov. Clear round for Vlasov for me. I believe those are real people in the crowd. I think they have a small crowd there tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm tired. All right, hold on. Let me see this decision for the Delorme fight. Unanimous decision for Stanionis. Gets the UD win over Tomas Delorme. Good win, man. That's a pretty good win. We got to watch this guy. Got to watch him a little bit more. That's a good step-up win. Delorme was just almost close to fighting Jerron Ennis. So that's a good win to have, All right, guys. We back in the fight. We're in the 9th round. Vlasov is in control so far. He's starting to go back to bully Joe a little bit. But Joe's fighting back. Let's see what's going on. We're about 45 seconds into the 9th round. Vlasov got Joe on the ropes. He's throwing his combination. He's starting to look like his earlier self in this round here. Let's see how long he can keep it up. He got Joe backing up so far. He's not landing anything. He's not throwing anything heavy, but he's keeping the pressure on Joe. He's keeping Joe uncomfortable. Joe needs to get his rhythm going again. But you got to remember, Vlasov has to be careful because Joe could change this fight around with one punch. All right. This guy's tied up right now. You can just see the fatigue setting in. Vlasov got Joe back on the ropes, bullying him at this point. Nothing heavy, no heavy shots, just smothering Joe. His left eye looks bad. It's swollen now. He still have the cut, but I think he could still see out of the eye, at least up to this point. Joe is slowing down here, man. Vlasov is he's turning the energy back up, man. Oh, he steps in, lands a combination on Joe. Joe looks gassed. He looks slow. His punches are not crisp. Let's see what happens, man. He might just be taking a round off. I don't know. Big right hand by Vlasov. Another big right hand by Vlasov. 20 seconds left in the 9th round. It's been all Vlasov this round. He's been full control of this round. And I think Vlasov won the 8th round. But this is one of Vlasov's best rounds since early in the fight. Joe is looks a little frustrated, man. Joe's just winging big right hands, but he's missing all of them. He goes back to his corner upset. He's frustrated, man. Joe's very, very frustrated. Yo, if you're just coming in, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. And thank you for the people that has donated, subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you for supporting the channel. And we are just waiting for the Ennis fight to start next. Yeah, good night. It's been a good night. Good day of boxing. Joe does look very discouraged. I mean, I still think it's still a lot of time left here to decide on a winner. Like, the fight can definitely change. But I think Joe needs to start being consistent and not just looking for one shot. All right, we're in the 10th round. Joe needs to win these rounds because I don't know how the judges seeing it. A lot of these rounds are swing rounds, you know, especially because Joe lands the bigger punches when he does connect. But Vlasov is definitely a lot more. He's a lot busier and he's been more consistent, you know. And recently now his energy has been up. Andre's unofficial scorecard, he has it 5 rounds to 4 for Vlasov. All right, Vlasov is continuing that pressure. Joe is trying to stand his ground. They are in the center of the ring. Joe throws a huge looping right hand, but misses. We are 1 minute into the 10th round. Big right hand by Vlasov. Joe holds him. Ennis is warming up in his dressing room, getting ready to come out. All right. We're going to finish out this Joe Smith fight, and then we're going to go to the Jaron Ennis fight. I'll let you know when these guys come out to the ring. Nice right hand by Vlasov. Joe lands a good left hand in there. But Vlasov is still in control to me. Joe doesn't look like he has any power behind anything he's throwing right now. He looks exhausted. If you just look at his legs, he looks a little he looks out of it, man. Vlasov is all over him against the ropes again, man. This is another Vlasov round here. If Joe doesn't change it around, we got 50 seconds left in the 10th round. If he doesn't turn this fight around now, he's giving up too much ground here. I think Joe's just trying to land a big shot here. Big right hand by Vlasov. Vlasov got this round, unless he gets a knockout. I mean, if Joe gets a knockout. Vlasov. Oh, Joe lands another big right hand like he did earlier. Backs Vlasov up, but Vlasov is still finishing strong here, coming forward. And another Vlasov round to me. Joe didn't win that round. That was a big shot he landed at the end, but Vlasov won that round to me. Joe Smith needs a new training. He doesn't know how to fight out of the high guard. Yeah. Good point. Not many elites in boxing nowadays. They're showing some of the Lipinets highlights right now. 2 more rounds, man. Joe needs these 2 rounds. He needs to be dominant these 2 last rounds, in my opinion, for him to win this fight here. Joe may even need a knockout. We'll see. Maxime is just nice. He's just using his jab, and he's just landing consistently. Joe is coming out. He's throwing big, but a lot of wrestling this round so far. Joe lands a right hand to the body. A lot of hold in this round so far. Joe needs to attack. Nice right hand. Nice 1-2 by Joe Smith Jr. He steps in, lands a right, lands a left. Maxim is holding him. Maxim is looking out into the crowd. Might be a little tired. He might have got stung in that little combination. Maxim is trying to back him up. Joe is on the attack, but he's not sharp right now. He's not landing anything clean. A lot of shoulder bumping right now. A lot of push-offs. A lot of tying up. Joe is still bleeding a little bit out of his left eye. He needs to use his jab. He needs to shut. Oh, Vlasov got him back on the ropes again, man. All right, Ennis and Lipinets is getting ready to step out. We're going to go right into that fight as soon as this fight is over. Nice 1-2 by Vlasov. Still outworking Joe even at this point. Joe is fighting. Listen, Joe is definitely fighting. He landed a big right hand just now, but he's exhausted. He needs to really try to go for a knockout here. Vlasov is holding. Nice 1-2. Joe's coming back. Joe is rallying here. He's trying to steal this round. Nice jab, Joe. Vlasov is trying to hold him, but Joe's rallying. Vlasov looks shot. Joe knocks Vlasov down. Vlasov takes a knee. Wait, that's not a knockdown? He hit him on the back of the head? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's the ref is giving Vlasov some time. Vlasov is definitely taking the time. Oh, it was in the back of the head. Yes, it was. Yes, it was a back of the head. You know, it's messed up because Joe, he's giving Vlasov time to recover. Joe screwed up, man. Joe had so much momentum going right at that moment, and he hit Vlasov in the back of the head, and the ref is giving him time to recover. So there's no knockdown. Definitely a Joe Smith Jr. round. Joe DeGuardia is going nuts next to the ring. That's Joe Smith Jr.'s promoter. He's getting all this time. Oh. All right, so we got some drama here in the 11th round. All right, I didn't even realize that. So Joe Smith Jr. was definitely rallying late. While they were tied up, Joe hit him with two shots behind the head. Vlasov takes a knee. It's no knockdown. Gives Vlasov some time to recover. Tells Vlasov to go to the corner, but he doesn't let Vlasov go to a neutral corner. He let Vlasov go to his corner where his coaches and his team is giving him instructions on the side. So Joe Smith Jr.'s promoter is going nuts, screaming at the ref from the side of the ring, basically saying, yo, you put him in a neutral corner. You're not supposed to put him in a corner where your team is at. So he's getting instructions. Plus, he's taking a break while, you know, he's down or whatever. All right, we're in the 12th round, guys. We're in the 12th round. I think Joe won that last round, okay? I think he won the 11th round, but I think Vlasov won 3 rounds in a row before that. Joe got to go for it right now. Joe got to go for it. He needs to be on the attack. Watch the headbutts here. They're both exchanging right now. Vlasov is holding his own. He's holding his ground here. All right. See, I think Vlasov has gotten his break. You know, he got a nice little break in between that 11th and 12th round. Vlasov is boxing, countering with right hands. Joe is throwing, but nice right hand lands for Joe. They're both just exchanging in the center of the ring right now. Watch the low shots, Joe. Watch them. We got 2 minutes left in this fight. All right, so Ennis is in the ring. I'm gonna go to Ennis as soon as we end this 12th round here. Joe lands a nice another right hand. Joe is outworking Vlasov right now. I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a tough one. Oh, another 1-2 lands by Joe. Rocks Vlasov. Oh, nice 1-2 again. Joe got to keep that going. If you want to win, you got to win. He's definitely up this round. This is going to be a tough one, guys. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. We got a minute left in this fight. I'm going to go to the Ennis fight in a second. All right? The Ennis fight did not start yet. We just finished this Joe Smith Jr. We got 45 seconds left in this fight. Joe is Just he's still on he's still on the attack. Vlasov is shot completely. He's basically surviving here. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna see it here. Vlasov is trying to finish strong here. Now he's on the attack. He landed a few right hands. Nice 1-2. 10 seconds left. This was a good fight. All right. Fight's done, guys. That's you know what? I'm gonna leave that for the judges. I think I actually scored it 7-5 for Vlasov. I think that's what, if I do my rounds, I think I'm around 7-5 for Vlasov. But it's anybody's fight. I think Joe won the last 2 rounds. I'm sorry. Thank you, Edna. 7-5 for Vlasov. Yeah. I can see them giving it to Joe. All right. As soon as we they're doing the announcements for Ennis and Lipinets, so I gotcha. If y'all waiting for the Ennis fight, I gotcha. Give me a few seconds. We just trying to get this decision rolling. Ennis is 26-0 with 24 knockouts. Damn. Yeah, that was a good fight. That was a good fight. That was a very, very good fight. Just curious to see how they're gonna end it. I feel like they're gonna give it to Joe because he's definitely the star here. I feel like they're gonna give it to Joe, but I scored at 7-5 for Vlasov. It can really go either way. I just hope we don't get no wide decisions. Hopefully none of the judges have it like super wide. All right, while we're waiting for that, the Ennis Lipinets fight is starting right now. So let's go to that. I don't know what's happening. Bivol is coming back to fight soon. He's coming back to fight. He should be in the ring soon. I think he is scheduled. All right, Ennis against Lipinets. Yo, round 1. Let me know in the comments what's your predictions for this fight. Ennis is starting out with his jab. Nice jab to the body. All jabs by Ennis so far. So big wild right hand misses for Ennis. Sergey tried to lands a jab of his own. Ennis is showing his athleticism. You can see the difference in height. Ennis is way on the outside here so far. Let's see what Lipinets do. All jabs by Ennis so far. Sergey lands a jab to the body. Nice jab. Nice clean jab lands by Ennis. Ennis is in control so far. Out jabbing Lipinets. Lands a nice right hand. Catches Lipinets with a looping right hand. Ennis is fighting as a righty. He's switching over as a lefty. He's showing us a little bit of everything so far. Lipinets lands a jab to the body. Another jab to the body by Ennis. We got 50 seconds in the first round. All Ennis so far. Mostly just working behind his jab. Another jab. Jab to the body. He's staying deep out of range. Nice 1-2 lands by Ennis. Now he switches over as a lefty. He's just constantly, he's moving. He's switching stances. We go into the cards for the Ennis for the Joe Smith Jr. fight. Oh, nice combination lands for Ennis. Clear round one for him against Lipinets. The Ennis fights, if you're just tuning in. Oh, hold on. I didn't even hear the scorecards. They gave it to Joe Smith. Majority decision. I kind of figured they was going to give it to Joe. I didn't hear the scorecards, so we're going to, someone can let me know the 3 scorecards in the comments, please. Because I'm going to be doing this Ennis fight, so I'm not going to be able to listen to or rewind this. All right, we're in the round 2 for Ennis and Lipinets. Clear round 1 so far for Ennis to me. So far, Ennis has been just using his jab and keeping Lipinets way out of range. He's starting to exchange with Lipinets now and land some big shots. Lipinets is reddening all around his face so far. It's been all Ennis so far, to the body and up top. Lipinets is having a lot of trouble right now. We're only in the second round. Nice exchange in between the two, but Ennis is definitely getting the better between the two. Lipinets' face is like swollen already. Nice jab by Lipinets to the body. Another jab lands for Ennis. Another straight left to the body by Ennis. Oh, Lipinets lands a big right hand. Big right hand. Now they trading to the body. Oh. I like this so far. They fighting. I like to see Ennis get hit like that and he take it. He didn't even budge a little bit. Nice little exchange this second round. Nice, a few good exchanges between the two. Another left hand to the body by Ennis. Ennis is just working. He's just outworking him so far. But Lipinets ain't no slouch. He's still coming forward. But he's definitely slowed down. He's bleeding from his nose a little bit, and his face is swollen a little bit too. A lot of reddening. Oh, jab land. They both trade jabs, but Ennis lands harder. Very impressive start for Ennis so far. He's just keeping that jab out there, and he's constantly switching from righty to lefty. Good round. Good round 2 for Ennis. Nice little exchange from both, too. So the second round is done. If you're just checking in, thanks for putting the scorecards up for me, guys. 114, 115, 1T. Those are respectable. That's respectable cards, you know? That's respectable. I think I gave it the 7-5 for Vlasov, but it could have easily been a draw, or I figured they would give it to Joe Smith, but I'm not mad at those scorecards. All right, so we just finished the second round of Boots. Boots is in full control, and he's already done damage against Lipinets. I don't even think Ennis sat down in between rounds. All right, here we go. We're in the third round. Ennis with the jab. Lipinets shoots the jab, but Ennis moves around it. Ennis he's using a lot. We're seeing a lot from him, you know? He's mostly fighting as a righty, though, so far. We've seen a lot of lateral movement. We're seeing some body shots. We're seeing some good counters. And we're seeing him slip shots, all right? We're seeing him use angles. We've seen a little bit of everything so far. Lipinets is coming forward. He's just trying to get in range, and that's what he's struggling the most with. And he's shooting these shots from the outside, and Lipinets is using his legs for the most part for his defense. Lipinets is on the inside. He's trying to oh, nice right hand. Oh, he caught Ennis with a big right hand. See, that's where, but Ennis is attacking too, man. Ennis is responding, and he's hitting him harder. But Lipinets needs to be on the inside, you know? Ennis is landing some big uppercuts. He's keeping Lipinets off balance with these shots. He's hurting Lipinets. Oh, he's destroying him. It might stop the fight. Big shots. Lipinets is taking a lot of punishment right now. A lot of punishment, man. Ennis is destroying him right now. Big shots he's landing. I thought they would have stopped the fight, but they didn't. Nice combination. Nice right hook by Ennis. Now he's back in the southpaw as a southpaw. He got to be careful, though. He can't get too confident to a point where he's, he's doing a little showboat, and just got to watch out when Lipinets is in at that close range. You got to be careful. But he seems fine, man. He's taking some big shots from Lipinets, but he doesn't seem to be phased by anything. We about 10 seconds left in the third round. Lipinets is in, I'm sorry. Ennis is in full control, man. Damn. Ennis look good, man. All right, so Lipinets, he's bleeding from the nose a lot. His whole face is red. He's been swollen. He's been swelling since the end of the first round, pretty much. That third round, he really got hurt, and there was a point where I thought the ref would step in. Ennis was landing some big counters that last round. Almost put Lipinets away. But Ennis caught a few big shots in his fight. I want to say maybe 2 or 3. And Ennis took them well, you know, no cuts, no bruises. He didn't, you know, no noodle legs, no nothing. He took a few of Lipinets' big shots, which is a good sign. All right, we're in the 4th round now. Lipinets steps in. He's trying to bring the fight back. Nice straight shots by Ennis. Ennis is a southpaw right now. He started out as a southpaw in this round. Mostly he's been fighting orthodox, but this round he's been fighting as a southpaw. Let's see how long he stays there. He's showing a lot. He's doing a lot of showboating, a lot of moving. Now they're back to exchanging. Now they're in the center ring, just digging at each other. But what the refs to say? Ennis is definitely getting a better shots in. I think Ennis fights extremely well as a lefty, but I think he's a little bit better as a righty. When he's at an orthodox, I think he's a little bit sharper. Oh, did he drop Lipinets or was that a slip? That was a drop. All right. Lipinets was down. He got knocked down. He's up. I just couldn't tell because he hopped back up and I didn't see the punch that landed. All right, so Lipinets just went down. We're in the 4th round. If you just tuning in, we're in the 4th round, and Lipinets just got knocked down. They're back exchanging again. He's not going to be able to take too much more punishment. Even if the ref doesn't stop it, I'm sure Lipinets' corner will throw the towel in if he's going to take punishment like this. He's taking a lot of punishment this round. Yeah, yo, Ennis is showing. Ennis is fighting as if he's fighting the same way he fought on all the other opponents he's faced. A lot of showboating. He's being explosive. We're seeing great counters. We're seeing hand speed. The showboating is out of control, but he's making it look easy. He's very, very impressive so far. There are 15 seconds left in the 4th round. It's been all Ennis. We got a knockdown in this round. You got to be careful, though, with those. Lipinets is still fighting, but Ennis took the rest of the round off. Pretty much showboated, but he got the round. What do you guys think of Boots so far? What's my favorite weight class? Right now, like this moment, that's a good question. Like right now, I like 140. I would probably say 140. I like 135, but I just don't like the devious stuff. So Lipinets, they're showing a replay of the knockdown. It was a trip. Ennis did land a punch as Lipinets was already falling. So it was nothing clean. It wasn't a clean knockdown, all right? But it's still a knockdown. Still counts as a knockdown. We're in the 5th round, and it's been all Ennis so far in this fight. Big right hand lands for Ennis. Yeah, Ennis is just... Yeah, Ennis is younger. He's younger. He hasn't fought guys on the same level, but he looks like the much more experienced, mature fighter here. He just looks levels above Lipinets, which is a good look right now for him. But now he's picking his shots. He's now on a full attack. He's picking his shots, and he's going the distance so far. Nice left hand. Nice left hand lands by Lipinets. Yeah, this is Lipinets. Lipinets is doing decent this round. We're halfway through the 5th round. We got a minute and 30 seconds left. Oh, uh-oh. Ennis is back in control. Got Lipinets against the rope. Oh, big low blow landed by Lipinets. Hurts Ennis bad. Damn, I don't know what happened. Ennis had him against the ropes. Lipinets seemed to be in trouble, and then Lipinets lands a right to the groin. Straight right land into the body by Lipinets. All right, let's see what goes on. Let's see how it goes down. Got 40 seconds left in the 5th round. Lipinets is on the attack, but he's missing wildly. Lands a straight right to the body by Ennis. Ennis lands a straight left up top. He's just too fast. He's just much faster than Lipinets. Oh, Ennis looks great, man. He looks great so far. He looks so sharp, man. The counters, the setups, it's just he looks great. Looks very polished and seasoned. Good fight so far. Yeah, I did see Conor Benn, man. Conor Benn looked great, man. All right, we going into the 6th round. It's been all Ennis all night, plus a knockdown. Lipinets need to use his jab a little bit more to create, try to get some, just try to get closer, Think he just doesn't want it. Oh, big right hand. See, when they're in these little exchanges, like right now, Lipinets is getting hit. He's not winning the exchanges, but he lands his best shots when they are exchanging, But he hasn't hurt Ennis. Ennis is he's showing a little bit. I mean, if I'm gonna complain and nitpick, he's definitely showing some defensive flaws here for sure. But a lot of it he makes up with it because of his athleticism, He does have great reflex, so he does move and steps around a lot of the punches well, but I think he just got to be a little bit more careful. I think when he steps up, as he steps up and continues to step up, he'll work on that. But they are trading in the center of the ring right now. They're fighting an inside phone booth type of fight right now, and Ennis is getting the better of him. But I think Lipinets is exactly where he needs to be, but he's just getting punished. He's getting punished. He's against the ropes. He's getting punished, man. He doesn't stand a chance from the outside. And this is doing too much shoulder with the running. Oh, big right hand lands. That's a knockdown. Oh, they stopped the fight. Okay, it's over. Ennis lands a big right hand and follows it up with a left and knocks Lipinets out. He's down, but he's okay. He's not knocked out cold or anything. But it was a good shot. He's okay. He's all right. Good win. Good win. Good win. Good win, man. Good win. Very impressive. Very impressive. And to answer your questions from earlier, I like Boots the best out of all of these guys. I like Boots. I think he can beat Ortiz. I like Boots. And I think he could beat Conor Benn too. And Conor Benn's win was impressive today. But I don't think Conor Benn can beat that guy. You know, flaws and all. They all have flaws. But I think he beats Ortiz. I think he beats Ortiz. You know, he's a this guy can fight at the highest level at welterweight. You know, I like the fact that he took some shots here too. I wanted to see how his chin looked, you know. And I know Lipinets is not at the super elite level, but Ennis was toying with him. You don't have to think he's that good. That's fine. He is big at 147. But he's not. Let's not act like he's just there and he just won off being big. Yeah, and it stopped him. And it stopped him in the what's that round? Sixth round, was it? I think it was the sixth round. That kid can do a lot of things. You know, you don't think he's that good, but he's what, 23 years old? It's very good. I think he's better than what Spence and Crawford was at their age. You know, he's much better than the both of them were at, at 23. You know, he's much better than them. I'm not comparing Ennis to Wilder, man. That's just comparing Wilder and Ennis is just no. Nah. That's not a good example. Wilder looked good too. Wilder always had his flaws, and they were major flaws. I don't think they're not the same. Like, they're not even the same type of fighter. Like, to bring in his skill set down to Wilder's skill set, like, everybody know Um, everybody know that Wilder is his strength is that right hand. Nobody has that. Like no one has that punch. But to overall like compare the two of them, like as much as you see what this kid can do, to compare that what we just saw to Wilder and what he does, they do two totally different things. Like how do you compare like people are bringing Roy Jones because Roy Jones had a lot of flaws and a lot of holes in his game. But his athleticism and his reflexes made up for it. Now, when he got older, it didn't look so good. All right. And I said the same thing about Lomachenko. I said, Lomachenko is one of those guys that his reflexes is so great. His athleticism is so great. What happens when he ages and he has to rely simply off skill? We have to see, I think Shakur Stevenson is more skillful than Jaron Ennis. I do. But Jaron Ennis has more star potential because of the way that he fights. I think he has more potential because he can knock people out. He can be explosive. He has all that you need. Yes, he needs to work on a few things, but who doesn't need to work on a few things? Virgil Ortiz need to work on a few things. Even guys at the highest level. Spence could work on a few things. Bud can work on a few things, all of these guys can work on it. That what are we saying when we say that? No, I think Shakur is very skilled off. I mean, Noah, I see what you're saying. I think he's good offensively. I just don't think that he has power. Offensively, like I think he sets everything up right. I think he's very versatile. He can handle himself on the inside. But I think he really lacks power. And for him to lack power at 126 and worth 130 is kind of an issue because if he goes to 135, which he will at some point, his power really might not be a factor up there. But Shakur Stevenson, yeah, Lil Noose, you just said it. He has great fundamentals. He's superb. He fights like a really senior vet fighter, but he lacks power. Whereas you got a guy like Chris Colbert, who's in the same division, a little older, but when they both had their fights on the same night, who did everybody like? They like Chris Colbert. You know why? Because he had the power. He was showboating. He has the power. He's just a little bit more entertaining. Shakur Stevenson reminds me of, if you watch basketball, he reminds me of a Tim Duncan kind of guy. He's an excellent player, but he's all fundamentals. There's no flashiness. He does everything correctly, and that's how Shakur Stevenson is to me. All right. Ennis, he's not that. Ennis is a little bit more of what did I say? Tim Duncan. All right. So Ennis is more like a Kyrie Irving, He's going to cross you over, he's going to take a shot from way out, he wants to make it look good when he does it, He's a Steph Curry. He's a different type of player. If you watch basketball, some of you guys probably like, who the hell are these people? But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Shakur's fundamentals. Ennis is more like when I made a video about Ennis and Ortiz before, maybe about 6 months ago, I said that I thought Ortiz up to that point fought the better fighters and he was more polished based on how I see him fighting against the fighters that he's fought. But Ennis, I think he can do a lot more. I just think for now, I think he has a higher ceiling. To me, for now, barely. That can change within one fight. Ennis fought Lipinets, Ortiz fought Maurice Hooker. I personally think Lipinets have shown me a little bit more than Maurice Hooker. You know, I mean, they both were champions at 140. But best person Maurice Hooker fought at 140 was Jose Ramirez, got knocked out. Lipinets fought Mikey Garcia, gave Mikey a good fight, but he lost. You know, I was just a little bit more impressed with Lipinets. And I was a little bit more impressed with Ennis's fight against Lipinets than Ortiz's fight against Maurice Hooker. All right. Especially you're fighting a guy that someone in your camp, Jose Ramirez, already knocked out. You know? And this guy's part of your camp. So preparation was all good. You got the exact person you need to be in there with that can tell you about your opponent. Ennis went in there and made Lipinets look extremely, extremely ordinary, which is something that even Mikey Garcia wasn't able to do. So very impressive win for me. And that's that, man. So let's look before we get out of here. Let's look up the I'm gonna look up the upcoming weeks of fights, and we could talk about it a little bit. Seeming like a lot of you guys are still hanging around. So since you guys are still hanging around, let's see what's coming up. All right, so look, I got pulled up the schedule here. All right, so we got today out of the way. So next week, we got the Jake Paul fight against Ben Askren. Now, I don't care about that fight at all, but I do like the fact that Regis Prograis is on the undercard fighting Iron Redcatch. Okay, I'm looking to see Regis Prograis try to get a stoppage in that fight, especially because Danny Garcia wasn't able to get Redcatch out of there. Lorenzo Simpson is going to be on the undercard too. And you also got Steve Cunningham fighting Frank Mir, which is totally random. I don't know what that is about. Quentin Randall. You got some names on that undercard. I don't know if I'm going live for this, but I'm not interested in Jake Paul against Ben Askren at all. Next week also, we have Demetrius Andrade fighting Liam Williams, which to many people, a lot of people feel that Liam Williams is the best fighter on their Andrade's resume at 160. It's arguably his best, you know. I mean, if you don't think that's if you don't think Selecki is his best fighter. All right. Yeah, what is Steve Cunningham fighting Frank Mir? Like, what is that about? You know, what is that about? What is that about? I have no idea. All right. All right. Who we got here? So we got Demetrius Andrade against Liam Williams. I like the fight. I think Andrade takes him, but I feel that Liam Williams, I'm sorry, does pack a lot of power. And if Andrade is a little too wild, he could get caught with a shot and could get dropped. So I'm interested in seeing that fight. All right. But we all know I want to see Andrade against Charlo. You know, I want to see Andrade against Triple G. Like, I want to see those fights. I don't think we're going to get those fights, but that's what I wish we got. All right. Excuse me. All right. What else we got coming up? Jaime Magia against Demetrius Ballard. I don't really care. I mean, Jaime Magia is just another fun fighter, you know. I don't really have high expectations from him. Oh, Heather Hardy is coming back to fight Jessica Camara. I haven't seen Heather Hardy fight in a little bit. Maybe she has been active. I don't know. Emmanuel Navarrete is fighting Christopher Diaz on the 24th on ESPN. That should be a good fight. I want to see that fight. That should be a pretty good fight. Also, Edgar Berlanga is going to be fighting Damon Nicholson. I don't know who that is, but it's good to see Edgar Berlanga back in there. Also, Josue Vargas is going to be on that card. Xander Sayes. Yeah. All right. Who else is coming up? Andy Ruiz against Chris Arreola is going to be May 1st. Pay-per-view. Can't believe that's pay-per-view. Like, that's crazy. Andy Ruiz against Chris Arreola for pay-per-view. Wow. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I don't know what to say. I'm looking forward to see Andy Ruiz Jr. and I want to see his transformation. I want to see if his transformation is legit. It's not like just Photoshop and stuff. But from the video that I saw, he looked quick. He looked light. You know, he looked quick. His legs look strong. Looks like he's going to be able to move a lot more quickly. And I expect Andy to get Chris Arreola out of there within a few rounds, you know. Omar Figueroa Jr. against Abel Ramos should be a good fight. That should be a good fight. That should be a really good fight. All right. All right. What else is coming out? Joseph Parker against Derek Chisora. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. I don't know, man. You know what I do? I have Joseph Parker winning. But I feel like it's pretty damn close to a 50-50. I'm thinking like 55-45 for Parker. All right. So I think Parker should win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Chisora was able to pull it off. I haven't been that impressed with Parker since he started fighting at a championship level. All right. Dimitri Bivol is going to be fighting Craig Richards too, which is a pretty cool fight. I haven't seen Craig Richards fight in a while, but decent fight. Hopefully Bivol can fight Zerto or someone at the top soon. Katie Taylor's going to be fighting Natasha Jonas. Chris Eubank is fighting Marcus Morrison. I don't know who that is. I'm still waiting for Chris Eubank to fight someone that really care about him fighting. And then we have Canelo Alvarez against Billy Joe Saunders, who I'm yet to do a breakdown for that, but maybe I could get that done this week. Definitely want to talk about that. And I definitely want to talk about Jose Ramirez against Josh Taylor. Yeah. Got to get that breakdown out too. All right. That's it for now, man. I hope everyone had a good night here. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Please like the video, support the channel. Thanks for everyone that left donations tonight. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. Always hit that bell notification. If you haven't already, if you subscribe, hit that notification so you can be alerted whenever I drop new content. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Have a good night. Peace.